All right. So hi everybody. Thank you for coming out. And my name is Mayme Fu. So today we're celebrating Men's Health Week. And today's topic is how many acupuncturists does it take to change your light bulbs? Coincidence? Maybe, but I'm using this metaphor to illustrate that as an acupuncturist, I'm not a plumber. I do not, I don't do any hardware work. All I do is identify the light bulbs that have blown out and short-circuited the circuitry in your body, all right? And try to turn them back on and then allow your body's natural heating capabilities to do the rest of the work. That is what acupuncture is all about in a nutshell. We don't treat the disease per se, we just treat the symptoms. For instance, if a patient comes in with frequent urination or urgency of urination or dribbling, these are the symptoms under prostatitis and BPH and probably prostate cancer. So if we could treat urination problems, which acupuncture is very effective, then guess what? The inflammation on prostatitis would just go away. And BPH, well, the person is going to feel much better in terms of the urination issues so that he'll be able to sleep better at night. What else do we talk about in Chinese medicine? A big one is the qi, the vital energy of the life force. So can we measure qi? Well, definitely. Every time you feel your radial pulse, you have a pulse, right? So that's qi. So the question is, how much qi do you have? That is also measurable because one day I had a mother and a child coming in. And the little boy, only 6 years old, and he asked me to take his pulse after I took the mother's pulse. So I said, okay, I'll take your pulse. And right after that, it dawned on me that this is a good opportunity to explain to the mother what this quantity of qi is all about. So she would take her radial pulse and then take the child's, and there is a huge difference. The little boy's pulse feels like a geyser, okay? Yeah, it's that strong. And then if you take like a man in his 80s, tends to be very weak. And then people that are obese, they tend to have weak pulse and very deep pulse, hard to even find it. In our culture, I find that there's enough people who don't eat well. They'll skip meals, they're too busy, their life is too stressed out. They have lots of work to do, so they'll just do the work for long periods of time, and then all of a sudden they get very hungry. So they get this big, what we call big hunger. So then they'll just gulp down like 2 hamburgers and milkshake or whatever until they're satisfied. That leads to obesity, as you all know. All right. And then by not eating in the morning, a lot of people tell me that I wake up in the morning, I don't feel like eating. So they would go from, say, 6 a.m. in the morning until about 2 p.m. without food. Where are you getting the qi? The qi is from eating the food, drinking the liquid, water, whatever, and breathing. That's how you get it every day, all right? So therefore, diet is more important than we even know. When we diagnose a patient, what kinds of things are we thinking about? Well, we're measuring how much qi you have, how much blood you have in the body. Are you hot inside cold inside? Do you have some external influence in your body? What does that mean? Well, you know, like if you caught a cold, you probably have some external influences. What are these? Well, it could be you caught the cold wind, all right? And you caught some dampness in the environment. So that would cause you to have chills and fever, achiness in the back of your neck and your shoulder, and you're very fatigued, you have runny nose or you have sore throat, you're coughing. All of these are common cold symptoms. Guess what? We can treat those really effectively. So if you have a cold, you come to me right after you have it, after one treatment, it's gone. And how do I do it? I kick out this external influence by selecting just a few points for that, all right? So acupuncture works really well for a lot of the very common everyday things that people get, like insomnia, fatigue, indigestion, migraine, all kinds of pain, bodily pain. And how do we decide how to treat your pain? Well, if you're qi deficient, we try to give you a boost of qi. If you have too much qi going to the wrong place, like somebody who's stressed out, we call that liver qi stagnation. Liver is very angry, all right? And when that happens, you're irritable, can't sleep at night, you have gas and bloating sometimes. And so we're talking about your 5 organ systems being impacted, okay? So qi is a really big asset in your body for Chinese medicine. Can we measure it? Well, not easily, but there have been experiments people have done to show that a certain amount of emission of qi aiming at a petri dish full of pancreatic cancer cells, the qi was able to zap just the cancer cells, but not the good cells. So this is a pretty profound, discovery. So this medicine is results-oriented, but is it really scientific? Well, to some people it's not, because it doesn't follow the Western definition of scientific method, the so-called double-blind, okay, kind of experimentation. But if it's results-oriented, why do you need a double-blind kind of a trickery to do the experiment? So in other words, it's black box rather than white box, which is the Western approach to doing scientific experimentation, because they want to see everything that's in the white box. How does it work? Okay, so if we're convinced that it works, then okay, let's bless this medicine and let's use it.